E3 Media.
Through the media.
Welcome back to another episode of Talking Through the Media. Is your home for entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. Prepare yourself. I am Chris Fagan, and joining me is Joy Fagan. Hey, babe.
Hey, I'm Joy Fagan. Get ready. We've got a jam-packed episode for you today. We'll be diving into the drama surrounding Maitland Ward and Danielle Fishel, plus a whole lot more. And don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification bell. Support us through our super chats. We're also a podcast. Subscribe and listen on your platform of choice. Follow T3 Media Studios on all socials. We're live on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. Links are in the description. Every bit helps.
And guys, well, we're going to get right into the rundown. So we're going to go over the topics. Like I said, I think there's something going on with my camera. It might be going a little bit slow. So if there's a little bit of a delay, I'm sorry about that. I'll try to fix it later, but I'm going to just fire on through. But let's get right into the rundown. What is the first topic of the day?
The Shrek 5 teaser trailer reaction.
Shrek 5 teaser reaction. Let me see if I can pull this up. I think, yeah, there is a little bit of a delay on my camera, but I'll work when I switch. I'll worry about that later. But so I didn't get to watch the teaser. I saw it like on someone else's page or something like that. I saw it like I saw it, but I didn't like go to YouTube or whatever the platform to watch it. I just like kind of saw it, if that makes sense. So like, I don't need to pull it up. I would pull it up again to try to watch it, but I don't have time for that. I'm going to be rapid firing this stuff because I got to watch the Elimination Chamber. But the ultimate news that came out of it is the fact that Zendaya is going to be the voice of one of the Shrek kids, one of the Shrek daughters. And so I wanted to go over what fans were talking about. Did you know it? But before I do that, like, did you know anything about this? Like Zendaya being one of the daughters. My question about that is, though, didn't they have more than just one kid? Though, didn't on those Shrek, on the last couple of Shrek, I think they had 3 kids. So I mean, Zendaya's playing one. Are they going to announce more kids? Are they going to announce other voice actors, or is it just going to be Shrek, Fiona, and the daughter? I mean, I know I'm probably more invested on this. If you guys don't know, let me remind you, my wife hates cartoons. She hates all animation.
No, I do not. Shrek, I've seen Shrek and I like Shrek.
Oh. Well, you just blew apart my whole jokes right there. But so Zendaya, what do you think about Zendaya being a part of Shrek?
I mean, I like Zendaya. When she's in stuff, it's usually really good. So I have no problem with it.
Do you think that, as long as I hope they do some kind of a joke about Euphoria. I want to know if they're going to make some kind of little slide on that. Because I'm just curious. If there's anybody that's going to do that, it's going to be them. But I'm all for it. I think this is, Zendaya, she's everywhere. She's blowing up. So ever since, I got to see Dune. I got to see all her stuff. And I heard that they're going to do the next episode of Euphoria. So I'm looking forward to that. Give me your thoughts on that. Remember, guys, like my wife said, comment below. I'm going to be monitoring the chats. I don't have time to display it, but if you guys want to lend your voice on anything, I will shout you guys out on. I'm looking on all of the platforms here. So if you guys have anything to say, let me know. Moving on. What's the next one on the rundown? What have we got?
Kathleen Kennedy is not soon retiring.
Kathleen Kennedy. Okay, so for all you guys who have been waiting so patiently for the end of the, what is it, like I call it like the reign of terror. Let me move this over here. The reign of terror that is Kathleen Kennedy. It could be coming soon. I didn't do a deep dive into the story for Zendaya, but I will do it for this. So let's go into this a little bit. So for guys that, if you don't know what's going on with Star Wars, Lucasfilm, she was made the studio head for Lucasfilm. She was handpicked by George Lucas after the sale. And on paper, it seemed like it was a good idea. But I don't have a problem with most of the things that she's done. If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have gotten a green light for The Mandalorian, for a lot of the movies that I do like, not the prequel, but the Rogue One, the Andor, things that have won a lot of people over and things that have made people really happy. But Kathleen Kennedy also is one of the reasons why all these delays. They announce things, they get canceled. They announce things, they get canceled. We got a director for the Wonder Woman director is going to be directing a Star Wars movie. Not happening. This director is going to be directing. Not happening. They announce things and then they just don't happen. She's the most. I'm not saying she's the reason behind it, but it's under her watch. Most of the things that I've been seeing have been of people like singing and dancing the praises. They're so happy about this news because they like to make her the face of everything that's wrong in the world of Star Wars. The whole Star Wars is all woke stuff. But here's what we got from Deadline. It says Kathleen Kennedy speaks out on her Lucas plans. She is not soon retiring. Ha! Fooled you. The films that will keep her in Star Wars orbit for years to come. Exclusive. This is from Deadline. I thought I'd seen it all in the trade journalism, but the piranha-like frenzy on Kathleen Kennedy, I told you, and the successor speculations that followed Matt Belloni's Puck report that Disney was putting her out to pasture in a new one is a new one on me. Belloni for years has been beating on Kathleen Kennedy like she owes him money, whoever this Belloni guy is. And this week he reported Kennedy was retiring. I recall he essentially did the same thing more than a year ago. And yet she's still here. But yet here she is producing the Mandalorian movie and preparing the Sean Levy directed Star Wars film that Ryan Gosling is circling. I doubt that's going to happen. As well as numerous other films and streaming projects with A-list participants. Still, the trade followed with gusto, dishing speculative reporting on who might succeed Kennedy. The takeaway was chaos and that Kennedy was being pushed. The reality is different and far from orderly. According to insiders, Kennedy has been working on a succession plan for a couple of years, eyeing candidates from within in process with Bob Iger and Alan Bergman. To put someone like Dave Filoni, who knows the Star Wars inside and out, in a strong position. I admire Filoni's hustle and ability to turn over hard ground, but his penchant for defining industry people like Kennedy is despairing. Despairing ways. Well, I don't understand that. I didn't appreciate it when Deadline founder Nikki Finke did it here, and it feels like the appetite for what is that? Schadenfreude? What is that? German? Is nowhere near as high now, given how this business is still trying to regain footing after a global pandemic. The year-long labor strikes and most recently the devastating wildfires that ravaged South California. Kennedy would seem as unlikely target for ire in good times and bad. 13 years into her running Lucasfilm, she has done much with the challenge of trying to broaden George Lucas' Star Wars vision after Disney bought it for the $4 billion in cash in stocks in 2012. It's a challenge Amazon now will try to with James Bond after purchasing creative control from 007 gatekeepers for $1 billion beyond the $8 billion they paid them MGM. I don't know what that has anything to do with it. Kennedy arguably is the most successful woman producer executive in Hollywood history. This is true. Let me skip down a little bit more. Kathleen Kennedy. The truth is, and I want to just say loud and clear, I am not retiring. I will never retire from movies. I will die making movies. That is the first thing that's important to say. I am not retiring. What's happening at Lucasfilm is I have been talking for quite some time with Bob Iger and Alan about what eventual succession might look like. We have an amazing bench of people here, and we have every intention of making an announcement months or a year down the road. We are in lockstep as to what that's going to be, of what that is going to be, and I am continuing. I'm producing the Mandalorian movie right now, and I'm also producing Sean Levy's movie, which is after that. So I'm continuing to stay at Lucasfilm and looking very thoughtfully with Bob and Alan as to who's stepping in. So that is all underway, and we have every right to make the announcement when we want to make it. So for all these people that have been reporting on Kathleen Kennedy, she's finding out, ding dong, the witch day, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't seem like it's happening anytime soon. Or, from what I'm reading, I think it is going to happen, but it's not going to be like the kick in the butt, out the door kind of thing that people are trying to make it seem to be. So I'm thinking that it's just going to be a quiet little, I'm going to do this new role here. I still will be a part of Lucasfilm, but this person will be taking over the overall creative control of it or whatnot. So let us know what you guys think about that. Do you want Kathleen Kennedy gone? Do you think it's time? Do you think they're just, I don't know. You think she has she knows where the bodies are buried? Like, why has it been so long? Let us know what you guys think. And let's keep talking about that. What's the next topic on the rundown?
Gene Hackman likely dead for 9 days before he and his wife were found. Very sad.
Yeah. Gene Hackman. So, with all that news, I wanted to go over what was it about real quick? What was your favorite Gene Hackman thing, or that you remember? What was your?
I mean, I of course remember the Superman.
Mm-hmm. He played Lex Luthor. Yeah, that's my favorite Gene Hackman role too. But did you hear that? He said it was carbon monoxide.
I thought I already saw where they said it wasn't.
Really? So okay. Let me real quick. I know we're going past time on for the rundown, but let me see. So I have an article here. This is from CNN. Gene Hackman was likely gone for 9 days before he and his wife were found. The sheriff say.
When was that?
This is from CNN. This was written on the 28th. I have, let's see, let me scroll down. Data from actor Gene Hackman's pacemaker shows that he was likely gone for 9 days before he and his wife were found. The pacemaker shows Hackman's last event was recorded on the 17th. Hackman and his wife, along with their dog, were found unalive this week in circumstances officials deemed suspicious enough to warrant investigation. Two Greens going down a little bit further. The cause for the 95-year-old are not known. The pair did not show any external trauma, and there were no immediate signs of foul play, according to preliminary autopsies. Both Hackman and his wife tested negative for carbon monoxide, likely ruling it out as a potential cause. The couples were found in separate rooms in their secluded house. Today, the Today Show on Friday, but I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. It appears to be several days, possibly even up to a couple of weeks, and narrowing down exactly when could be a challenge, according to CNN. But you're right, they've already ruled it out. No, I didn't know that. Everybody was landing on that it was. I
mean, that was kind of like what they just assumed.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of people, of course, immediately want to go some sort of conspiracy something.
I mean,
but the man was almost 96 years old.
But for them both to go at the same time, that's the odd part. And a dog.
Kind of people just speculating normal things.
Mm-hmm.
If his health was poor and very declining, maybe he's not capable of doing for himself. Who knows what his mental, as I said, maybe his health has been slipping. If something happened to her and she passed away, like had an event
maybe that's why he
couldn't do anything. Like maybe he can't take care of himself anymore. And with her passing away, he can't get up to get to her.
Mm-hmm.
And now he can't do for himself. So it's only going to be a matter of time, a very quick time before he's now going to pass away because he can't feed himself. You know, he can't do anything.
But he couldn't get up.
Couldn't get up. And if he's got like if his mental health was declining, like, dementia, he may not know. Let me call 911. Like, I don't know. Like, he can't do anything.
Yeah.
And I want to say they said that the dog that was gone
was old.
It was in a kennel. So again, if
nobody's letting him out,
dog, he can't get food and water. He can't go anywhere. Then
and it's been a week. Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah.
Because the other two dogs were like found
roaming around and alive,
so.
Which makes sense because if at the very least, like it's like just this process of elimination, if they, at the very least they could probably get to a toilet to get water if they run out of water, things like that, or maybe there was a way for them to get in and out, which means that they could find liquid to survive. That makes sense. I'm gonna go with that. That is what do they say? The common, the simplest answer seems to be like,
I saw all sorts of comments, like, oh, well, my family had a pacemaker. Well, my aunt, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa's pacemaker gets checked every day. And I'm like, that's not always the case. My own father has a pacemaker. It's only downloaded once a month. So no one's checking it on a daily basis. It gets downloaded to his physician, a whole month's worth of rhythms to be analyzed. So no, that's also not unusual that it wasn't noticed. It's not like someone's watching 24/7 his pacemaker.
Yeah, and this is coming from a person who knows a little about the medical field.
You could have it depending on someone's health. Yes, maybe it could be monitored more frequently, but if his was just there for normal age-related issues, and it probably wasn't being monitored, but every so often. And then, I don't know his relationship with his children. If they're estranged or they don't check, well then, that's on his family for not checking up on them for weeks at a time.
But let us know what you guys think. I'm gonna go with that. George just explained it into a better way that I've heard before. But we have to get going through the rest of the topics. Another situation, another sad moment that's happened also very recently. A few days ago. Like if not the very next day, then we heard that. Actress Michelle, is it Trachtenberg? Trachtenberg also passed, but it was like due to her liver
I didn't know
issues.
she recently had a liver transplant.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then her mother found her, which was like really sad. I'm like to find your baby like that. That's kind of a crushing. This is a few weeks, I think, after they announced that they were about to do a new season of Buffy. I don't know if she was going to be a part of it or not. I would assume so. I like that character. I love that. I'm thinking about me and Robert are thinking about doing a rewatch. So that's sad. Did you ever watch Buffy? Were you into those shows?
I've seen a few here and there, but no, I didn't watch.
I watched. And I bought the comic books for the later season. So I was like, oh man, but other things that she was a part of, like what was it? Harriet the Spy. Yeah.
What we say, the private with Matthew Broderick. Go Gadget.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, Inspector Gadget. She was Gadget. Penny. She played Penny. So
I think my kids saw her in a Disney movie. She was it was Ice Princess. She was like an ice skater. It was a Disney movie. My kids saw that.
But then Sarah Michelle Gellar. I think she reworded a quote from Buffy and gave an "I love you" post out on Instagram. Was really nice. So really, really sad. Just back to back. How they always say, these things happen in threes, man. But it's kind of it sucks that this kind of stuff happens. She was 39, man. That's too young for this kind of an end. So what do you remember of Michelle? I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Trachtenberg. Trachtenberg. What do you remember of her career? What were your favorite movies, favorite scenes? Let us know in the comments. What do you what was it that made her special in your eyes? If you were a fan, let us know. And moving on real fast. So Oscars is coming up, and I was going to pull up the prediction I was gonna have like a predictions kind of a thing, but we're running out of time. I didn't have time because we ran long and some things, and I had to start the show late because I was having some issues with going on. There's a lot going on, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going to do the next one I had planned to. So we'll just go over the Oscar winners when they are announced. I'll do it on social media. But let me know what your predictions are. So if you want to send me who you think is going to win before we watch them tomorrow, let me know. But what I will do next is, because I'm in a, oh damn it just started 6:00 over here. I'm about to watch the WWE Elimination Chamber. So I'll just do real quick because I'm a big WWE nerd. I'll just say, here's my predictions of the Elimination Chamber. Who will win? My prediction for the Women's Elimination Chamber. I think they're going to give it to Alexa Bliss. For some reason, I think the momentum is with her. She's my pick for the Women's Elimination Chamber because I think that she's good for another run for a title. I'm curious of what they're going to do with the Wyatt family, and is she going to take over? She's still showing love to Bray Wyatt. She's still acting like Sister Abigail a little bit. Hoping that she joins and takes over. If it's not working out with Uncle Howdy or whatever they plan on doing, I hope she gets into it. So I'm thinking she's going to win it. The men's Royal Elimination Chamber. I think it's going to be CM Punk. I think it's in the cards. It has to be CM Punk because the man has never, ever main evented WrestleMania. And this is his last chance to ever, unless we go another year to wait to see if we can get him a headline of WrestleMania or win a Royal Rumble or whatever. But I think, and because he's due, he's due. And I honestly think he was supposed to win. Maybe not the Royal Rumble, but or something was supposed to happen if he didn't get injured when he got injured a couple months ago. But I think it's in the cards for him. He's deserving of it. Everybody that he's facing has already, if not main events at WrestleMania, have been champion recently, except for Logan Paul. Who cares? But CM Punk, with the impact that he's made with the business, I think he's deserving of it. I can't wait. I'm about to watch it in the next few minutes. So that's my prediction on that. All right, guys. Now, let's get into the main topic of today. So we're going to discuss what is trending out there for the why is that a trending topic. Where we're going to discuss the drama between Maitland Ward and Danielle Fishel? Topanga. That's her. She will always be Topanga to me in my book. So if you guys aren't aware, a couple weeks ago, or maybe just last week, there was a podcast episode on the Pod Meets World podcast where Maitland was asked to be a guest, and I listened to the whole thing. I timestamped it for Joy to listen to it from like an hour in. Like right after, for the first hour, I'll say this. Let me get the graphic up. For the first hour, it was just business as usual for whatever the show notes are, for whatever the show is about. And it was just, do you remember this from that episode? Do you remember that? I think just like the other podcast that I follow, Talkville, for the Smallville rewatch, they rewatch an episode, then they talk about it. And they go and it makes sense to bring in guests from that they want to invite, maybe who were guest starring for the first time, or on reoccurring guests. It makes sense to have them show up at the time that they premiered and like in chronological order, because they're watching it from beginning to end in chronological order.
Because they're talking about
They're
that episode. Remember
exactly.
when we filmed this one?
Exactly. 100%. And that just makes sense. Right off the bat, Maitland's like, why didn't you bring me on episode 1? Why'd you take that long to holler at me? What the F? Danielle it was pretty much targeted at Danielle. It was funny. But it was like right off the bat, it was like, I'm like, who does this person think she is? I'm like, really? Like, what's going on here? Like, you really don't get the formula? Why would we bring in the person who is in one episode in season 6? Why would we be bringing that person in to discuss about the experience when we're only in season 2, episode 5?
One of the guys said that. He was like, if we just had everybody on, then we wouldn't have anybody to talk to or about
when we got to that episode.
Because we'd be like, well, they were already on earlier.
But they're going to say the same crap. I mean, she immediately jumps in, and then the clip that went viral on TikTok and whatnot, that was what it proved her point. When it started to get contentious, it was clear that she didn't even listen to the show. She's like, and Danielle pointed that out in real time. Okay, you're arguing about what we do and this and that, and then in your very next sentence, you've admitted you don't even watch the show. So how are you making these claims and you don't even know? So I'm like,
I heard, and Danielle said, when I had got whoever one of the guys who had Maitland's number, to text you to say, I said, I would love to have a private conversation.
Danielle said that.
Clear the air between us.
Because it was the accusation that she ghosted her off Facebook or some crap. Anyway.
And she was like, you said no. You said,
let's rock the stats.
Yes.
Rock the stats.
That's not what.
And I said this on TikTok. And I was like, guys, I would, if we had time, if we weren't going overtime, I would have time. I won't be able to do a We Got Your Mail, but I'll continue the conversation later. I'll do a separate We Got Your Mail because I'm going to go over all of your comments for that came in on TikTok. Whenever a video goes viral like that one did on a certain topic like this, I'm going to discuss it. I'm going to go down the line. But
I feel like what we had going on here was a whole lot of assumptions.
Yeah.
Over a long period of time.
And hurt feelings that have hardened.
And instead of communicating and saying, is there something going on? A long time ago, I'm just going to harbor ugly feelings for years and just continue to make stories up in my mind as possibilities of the many reasons that you would do these things instead of just asking.
Maitland was only responding on what, in her imagination, these people have probably been saying behind my back and what they probably think about me. She was only, and any time Topanga cleared the air or gave a logical explanation, like, I am not obligated. I said this on social media. I'm not obligated to be your friend on Facebook. I don't use Facebook. I'm not obligated.
I'm not trying to take a side of either one of them because I don't really follow either one of them. I don't care.
I've taken a side.
But I personally have had happen to me, like went to look at something on Facebook and went, they're not my friend anymore. What happened?
Yeah.
And I reached out, just said,
bitch.
Hey. And they were like, oh, I have no idea. I mean, and sometimes multiple different people that were all of them the same things. I've not touched my friends list in forever. So I certainly didn't do it. And I immediately add, okay, well, I already added you back because I didn't know you were gone.
Yeah.
So I know it does happen.
Yeah.
Can she prove it? No, but it does. And I also know from personal experience of accidentally finding that stupid Facebook, or she called it the Facebook graveyard of of
a person that you don't follow, of notifications.
Just accidentally finding that hidden mailbox and being like, there are messages in here that are 5 years old. And some of these people aren't like, they've deleted their account, so you don't even know.
You can't even get back to them,
But you're like, where did these even, I never saw these. So that is a thing.
Yeah. It's 100%.
I mean, can I prove that she's making it up? Because I mean, obviously, you can tell anybody once you know about it.
You can say anything. Yeah.
No, but I feel like Maitland had a lot of issues back, obviously, a long time ago, and
She just wanted to be a problem.
it doesn't take much when you're already feeling some type of way about people. Because she said
100%.
went to an event and I felt like things were awkward and everybody was giving me looks.
She said you didn't like on set. You never talked to me, and Danielle was like never, and then she had to retract.
After a show, like they had some sort of an event somewhere.
Yeah, probably a convention, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
And she said, I feel like no one wanted to talk. Like everybody was giving me looks and there was something going on. Well, see, but you have.
There you go.
I don't like that.
I mean,
but instead of talking,
yeah,
I could have easily just said, "Is there something going on?"
No, and she let her assumptions of what it was fester in her head.
She started hard, going, "Okay, well, she unfriended me.
Yeah,
she never answered my message. Now they're all looking at me like something's up. Clearly, everybody hates me.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, "Hey,
yeah,
what is there something?" Is there something going on?
Let's be real. This is about the corn, isn't it? It's about the corn. It's because I eat corn the long way. I know that's why y'all hating on me. You're mad because I'm getting it on a daily basis and you and your husband ain't hitting it right. Yeah, I know what it is. I know y'all just jealous of me. I know because my are bigger than yours. My it's tighter than yours. Like she was really like going in on it, and Topanga just came out with the receipts. She was more than a little bit was all no, I did this and then you did that. And every time when the response was logical and whatnot, Maitland immediately tried to steer it back to something else or to go back to being the victim.
Whenever she ultimately came out to a power outage, where she got disconnected right in the middle of the argument.
I believe the power outage thing, but the timing of it was perfect.
Perfect. He was texting her and he goes, she's texting saying she's trying to get
back on. Yeah, I believe it. I mean, but at the same time, the comedic timing was so good.
Okay.
It was so good. It was so like the way me and Tabitha say so good. So it was perfect. But the messiness of it, just like that's like Brown is telling us, the messiness of this was just ridiculous. She had an excuse for everything. She wanted to be
rock the stats.
I appreciate the fact. Yeah, I appreciate the fact that Danielle wasn't going to let her out of off the hook. She straight up said no. I reached out to you like an adult privately to apologize if I ever hurt your feelings. You denied that interaction. You only wanted to save it for public, and your response was, "Let's rock the stats." And then Topanga was like, "Okay, so that's what this is going to be." And, all right. So, and even then, even starting the show knowing that, okay, she just wants to stunt on and make a scene in public, because the argument was, if you don't have a problem with us, why is it that we see you on TMZ? She's like, TMZ is never magically around me.
I know, she's around me. They came to me.
Yeah, I'm just saying they came to you.
She's like, well, they've never just popped up.
Let's be honest. All right, I know we're going over time, but let's be honest. Maitland is not that popular to have TMZ staking out her house waiting for her to come out the door. You are, I'm gonna just be 100. You are calling them and giving them statements. And you are telling them to come record something for you. You're telling them to come, and that's what Danielle was hinting at, and when she was being too nice to it to tell you to your face.
Danielle even told her, like, if I harbored hate for you, like, I went to your wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it wasn't that I even expected to be invited, but we all got invited. It was kind of like a little mini reunion, and it was a beautiful wedding. We had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
So if I didn't like you or was mad at you,
but it doesn't matter, because you immediately unfollowed me after that. You didn't talk to me after that. Yeah, you didn't talk to me either, and it's what Danielle was saying. It's like you keep blaming Danielle for
that lovely letter, and she goes, and I didn't get it. And when I
don't believe you.
I don't know the guy's names, but she was like, and I even said to him, "Oh my God, I found the letter and it was like, I feel awful because I never saw this until just now. And it was a very lovely message that she sent.
That whole podcast would not have been as contentious as it was if Maitland would have taken that call that Danielle requested, because that would part of it would have been cleared up before the show even started.
Yeah, you could have done that all pre and either decided, I don't think I want to do the show, or okay, cool.
Or maybe she just doesn't believe it. I mean, she's already made it up in her head that she doesn't believe it, and she said it on the show. She's like, here's a lot. I mean, it's very plausible, and even Danielle, and you know what? And that's why I got more of a respect for her, because she's willing to say out loud, is it possible that this happened? Is it possible that happened?
If you're already feeling some type of way,
then there's nothing I can do.
There really isn't anything I'm going to say that's going to convince you that it was accidental. Yeah. It's not on purpose. It just, some unfortunate things happened.
Yeah, so go yourself.
So I'm telling you, I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose, and you're either going to take it or, believe it or not. There's nothing I can do about it.
But you should listen to it from the beginning, because the jokes that they were making before when they were all friendly, it was funny. They even made jokes about her career and stuff.
I heard some of that. Well, you told me to start, but there was a few minutes before.
Yeah, I purposely, I did it like a minute before when it really got contentious.
About
they were talking about
it's really tight. And
yeah. They just, like, the guys came up, like, on the spot, they came up with a phrase about wet the merch, because he was talking about like wetting the wet the D and wet the merch, like, so now they're like, we're gonna.
She's like, well, I'm married and we're very happy, but there are things that my husband has no interest in trying, and I'm like, well, that's fine. That's what the show. That's what
her career. That's what her.
I can, if I want to go get banged by 5 different guys, I can do that.
Yeah.
Because he's not interested, and that's okay. And I was just laughing like, okay.
That's interesting for a healthy marriage. So if there's things that's not suitable for our house, would you allow me to do that on the side, on a professional level?
No.
So I'm not allowed. I'm not at all, even respectfully.
Good for her that her and her husband are cool with it.
Why can't we be that progressive? Huh? He's like, absolutely not. Like I said, guys, look, all right, Maitland, don't be trying to break up a happy home here, all right? Don't be bringing your drama over here. Look, all right, we already went over time, but thank you guys for indulging us. But I wanted to at least, and I appreciate you, Brianna, help talking to us while we talk about this. But I want to fulfill that promise. I will go, either I'll go live or I'll just pre-record it. I'm going to do a We Got Your Mail, because there was a lot of comments that I got on this topic that I do want to discuss here on the show. So, but I got to go watch the Elimination Chamber. It's already been 20 minutes. I'm ready to go. I got to go start the show. But guys, let us know what you guys think about that whole thing with Maitland and Danielle, Topanga versus whatever her character's name was on Pod Meets World. I'm already taking sides. My wife is not taking sides, but I am. Topanga won. She won that straight up. Also, we'll discuss more about what happened between Trina and the cast and whatnot. The all the other things that's gone on. So I forgot about that whole thing too. But my nostalgia for Topanga. She was on my 80s list back in the day. Teenage Chris took over, but I will discuss all of those things because it's worth mentioning. Appreciate you guys for joining us for another episode. We'll do better on getting everything prepped and ready. It's been a hectic couple of months and weeks and whatnot. There's a lot of things that's been just going crazy over here, but I appreciate you guys. I love doing this because it helps me just zone out and talk about what I like to talk about. But guys, follow, subscribe, let us know what you guys think at all times, and tell us what you guys want to talk about. We appreciate it. I'm Chris Fagan. You can follow me at Chris W. Fagan on all the socials, or Chris Fagan on Twitter, and or just at T3 Media Studios. I'm the man with the thumbs behind the screen on that. So anything you guys want to talk about, let me know, baby. If they want to find you online, where can they do so? My TikTok is Viola Fagan, and my Instagram is Scrub Hats and More by Joy. And until next time, guys, appreciate it. Peace. Have a good one. And we'll see you on next week's episode. Thank you guys for watching our video. I really do appreciate it. Remember, you can support our show by becoming a member or a Patreon. So click the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications so you'll never miss out on when we go live or post new content. Let's stay connected, grow this community together. Like, subscribe, comment, and let's keep talking.